onto a t-shirt, and so I have this phosphorescent patch. It's about 12 by 16, and I'm going to put it right over the mouth of the telescope, and I'm going to do what's called a flat field correction. The telescope will see a perfectly blank, rather dim field of view, and it's going to take a picture of that. And unlike a dark frame correction, a flat field correction is for correcting optical faults, like this one. This is a fault not in the electronics. This is a fault in the optics. It's my hyperstar causing this. And also, if there were optical things like scratches or dust bunnies, specks from dust, those things, optical things, can all get removed. It's easy on a black and white camera. I'm not sure how this would work on a color camera. Anyway, so I'm going to go outside for a minute, and I'm going to try and mount this patch on, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And now I'm going to scroll down. The frame is saturated. Okay, flat field correction, capture. So there's the flat field frame. You can see dark edges around it. That's a real picture. Now I'm doing 4. Now the second one's darker because this is a phosphorescent sheet and it's getting dimmer and dimmer. Especially in the cold. I notice the cold, it sucks the photons right out of this thing. Now we see some kind of dark noise in this image. There, the third one's finished, and here comes the fourth. And there we go. So I'm going to enable it. And now I'm going outside to remove it. Hey, look at that. All right. Well, look at that, folks. I took a flat field frame of that phosphorescent sheet, and it made an image of it, and now it's doing a subtraction, or rather probably a division. It's doing a division of the raw frame by that flat field frame. The result of this is you can remove these optical gradients. We had a noticeable gradient. Look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flat field frame. It's in memory in my computer, so if I unenable it, there, I clicked it off. Let's see what happens. Just checking to see if I'm still live. Look, there we are back again. And you can see the darkening around the edge. You see the difference there, Jack? And then I can enable it again. Let's enable it. There we go. There, I enabled it. And now we're bright on the edge again. Okay, now let's see if with that going, can I now take the histogram and touch it up a little bit more? Well, let's see. Yes, we can. Hey, that's looking pretty darn good. Now, this is with a gamma of 1.0, the default. And now, I actually like the 15-second integration. But let's average a couple and see what that looks like. And then we'll stack additively a couple and see what we can do. So go down to live stacking. I'll take it down to 4. And we're just going to average doing this. And I'll click that on. I know for this I have to do single processor adjustments, so, oops, excuse me. Let me do that. This is the task manager and MallinCamSky, and set affinity and get rid of these processors. Just use one processor now. It seems on this laptop, which is an HP Pavilion, I get into trouble when I do stacking. Right now it's rolling right along, and we're not having any trouble. Boy, that smoothed out nice. Did you see that? We can zoom in here now. We can see some beautiful dark features in those dust clouds. Hey. Oh yeah, so for flat field correction, the correction is for removing optical faults like vignetting, shading, anything caused by the optics. Things that are before the electronics of the camera. Those can be removed by a flat field frame. So a flat field frame is a picture of a perfectly blank, uniform background. Astronomers use the inside of the telescope dome itself, or a twilight sky. But a twilight sky has a gradient of light on it, and it's very hard to work with them. There are also light panels. But also, it's hard to get a perfectly homogeneous light panel, an electric light panel. So I bought, Jack had given me a reference that had in it mention of phosphorescent glow-in-the-dark sheet. So I just got from Amazon, I got glow-in-the-dark decals for sweatshirts. And I got a 12 by 16 inch sheet of this stuff, and I tacked it down on the ironing board onto a t-shirt of mine. So it's like a cloth. It's like quite flexible, and I store it in a plastic bag. And then, so just before I went out here, I held it under the kitchen lights for 30 seconds, and then I walked out and mounted it right in the mouth of the dew shield. So the dew shield actually sits out 6 or 8 inches in front of, or more in front of the corrector plate of my SCT telescope. And I put it on there, and then I used the function. I have this beta version right now running of the MallinCamSky that has the dark field correction. And this version of the program doesn't allow you to store any of these flat field frames, but the group saw them accumulate. I did the average of 4. It was interesting, they got progressively darker as we did the exposure of 4 frames to get an average flat field frame. And you could see the darkening around the flat field frame edge just like on the original picture. That's all you do. And after the 4th one is done, you just click Enable. That's all you do. You can't save it. If you quit the program, you lose the frame, but it's held in memory. Gosh, that's a pretty picture that came in. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I'm going to grab a picture of that. Who would ever guess that's a 15-second image of the Andromeda Nebula? Yeah, well, desperate astronomers use desperate measures. I used to do this with a microscope a lot. We did differential interference microscopy with a microscope, and we needed to make flat field frames and remove all optical faults that would be present in the image. It was absolutely key to seeing the structures or after. But that was easy with a microscope because you just defocus the microscope, and the structure was completely invisible, and it was homogeneously illuminated, and you could get your flat field frame really quick with no extra anything, just by defocusing. But on a microscope, it's very quick to go in and out of focus. On a telescope, it's miserable. So there had to be some way to just hold up a luminous panel of some kind. If you're interested in that, I'll post a message on the group site, the Yahoo site, and I'll make mention of the product that I bought from Amazon. I think it cost me about $20 for this phosphorescent sheet. Yeah, now, that's it's nice for this camera in particular because without it, I definitely pick up vignetting. I suppose it's possible Rock could make a front aperture plate on the camera that was a little bit bigger, just a few millimeters bigger, so the converging beam from the hyperstar would completely clear that plate and hit the chip, hit the sensor homogeneously from edge to edge. But it's clipping it a little bit, so I get the shading. Okay, so let's go back to the raw frame again. And Ed, I'll show you what it looks like when I undo. Before I do anything, I'm going to save these pictures. I took 3 pictures. It helps to have a steady night out there. It's not the clearest night, but it's rather steady, and that helps. Okay. saving the pictures, I lost the camera. Let's see. It's doing the 15-second integration thing right now. And let's see if it's going to remember. Yeah, I think it does remember. Well, I can't tell yet. Wait a minute. 15 seconds. And I've got to activate. Let me get these settings done and then I'll answer your questions. Digital binning is 2x2 and no gamma, and the gain is the same at 20%. And loop. Okay, now this should work. Okay. And then let me go to the histogram. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Well, there's the galaxy, and it's got the vignetting. So let's see if I can activate the flat field. Rats. Yeah, Ed, I will post that image. Let me grab one of these uncorrected ones while we're at it. I've got to do another correction, Ed, so you're going to see it again. So when I saved my pictures, for some reason the camera clicked off and I had to restart the camera. But they were such nice pictures, I didn't want to risk losing them. Okay, I've snapped 2 of those, and that's enough. Okay, we're going to start from the beginning again. Wish I could show you the sheet, but I can't. But I'm going to grab it and go outside again. I'll be right back. Well, here's the bright saturated frame again. Now, I'm clicking on flat field frame capture, and it's set to 4. It's captured the first one. No, that's not going to work very well. I don't think this is working right. I'm going to have to do it again. Okay, let's do this again. But now, there, you can see the vignetting around the edges of this phosphorescent sheet. That's the first one. Here's the second one. Third one. Yeah, add the beta bug. I'll ask about that camera cutting on me. And there should be a way to save these flat field frames. There, that's the final. And I wish I had a well. Okay, so let's activate the flat field frame. There. There's the activated flat field frame, and see it's completely blank. There's no gradient of any kind. So let's see what happens if I expose the galaxy now. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so this is just a histogram issue right now, I hope. Okay. So the amount of space in the histogram is only about 50 points. Oh, I've got to do my duty here. There we go. Let me check my I want details, and I want MallinCamSky and affinity, and still working. Great. Okay. Hey, there it is. Well, now we've a little bit overcorrected the edges. And how do I get this going? There we are. Okay. Plus you might have a new dust spot that the flat frame will cure. Yes, it does. If you have dust bunnies, they all go away magically. And Jack says, now that you have pointed out the fishhook asterism and the Cassiopeia asterism, I look for those globs. Hey, well, that's good. Do you see it, Jack? Let's show the other folks. I see the Cassiopeia. Here's the Cassiopeia asterism right here. And then the fish hook is going to be right down in here. And it turns out the end of the fish hook right here, that's a globular cluster. And in the W, this apparent star right here, that's a globular cluster here. Ed, did you see them visually? It's actually quite exciting. Let's get rid of that. Okay, now let's see what we can do to improve the appearance of this some more. Do you think I should average, or do you think I should stack additively? We're at 15 seconds. I'm going to try and additively stack at least 2. Let's go ahead and try that. So we're down here. Grab my cursor, go down here. And we're going to activate stacking. First I have to change it and make it be additive instead of average. There we go. But tonight I'm running a different experiment too. I'm using my real estate on the NSN screen to completely fill image because I don't have a 4K monitor. It's only a 2K monitor. And I think you need the maximum help you can get in getting that resolution. And then, oh, yes, Jack, you're right. Let's just do the original in 1. There. Yes, you're absolutely right. So the first one's in. And the unit exposure is 15 seconds. Okay, so there's the second one. I cleared it up quite a bit, at least for me. Did you see the improvement at all? Okay, it's looking good. That's good. All right, now we're going to work on the, oh, well, there's the update. All right, now let's work on the histogram here. I want to darken it down a little, just a little bit here. Now there are 2 that have to go. Dewey, can you not hear me? NGC 206 is a beauty tonight. Yeah, can you hear me? Why can't Dewey hear? Ed and Jack can hear me, Dewey. Wow, isn't that nice? Let's take a picture of that as well. Okay, so now that we have had a great view there, I'm going to undo the flat field correction. It'll remain in my memory here. There it is. There, I just disabled it. Maybe what I have to do, stop the stacking. There, stop the, oh, there's the satellite running through. There's the basic image without the flat field correction. And do you see the big black border? Okay, so now that we've got that, I'm going to take a picture of that. Okay, I got a nice picture of that. I'm going to wait one more round to do another one. Okay. So now I'm going to reactivate the flat field. Okay, in 10 seconds you should see the flat field come in again. Hey, there you go. There it is corrected. Yeah, it's in now. And what we can do now is do the live stacking. It's all set for the original and one. The first one's in. Then after we finish with Andromeda, I want to hop over to M33, the pinwheel. Yeah, there we go. And look at those dust lanes. I mean, we're even able in Leesburg, Virginia, with a light pollution. We can see the dust lanes, you know, on this side, on the far side of the galaxy. Amazing. And Rusty, he wanted to see, these globular clusters. Well, they're right here. You go to this star cluster at the bottom of this arm. NGC 206 is the name of it. And there's this little collection of stars here, a little J shape, right exactly next to the cluster. And this end star of the J is the globular. I have a map. I could put the reference on if you're interested. That maps all the globulars in M31. And then here's this other one right here. Right in the middle of that W. Okay. Let's see if I increased 86. Let's try 88. I'm at risk of getting the Pink Floyd. Yeah, globulars in a galaxy far, far away. A lot of these stars are about 15th magnitude, but we can see them with the MallinCam. There, I darkened it a little bit more. I'll grab one more picture and then we'll move over to M33. So I'm going to leave the dark field running. I'm going to take off the stacking. And because the sky conditions are so close, it must be going to be very similar. So we're just going to stack directly. I'm going to go down here. And this time I'm going to stack the original one too. And let's see what happens. Okay, the progress bar is moving. It took 2. And we can see it a little bit better. I'm going to zoom in. Wow. And in a second, it should refresh for the... Oh! Okay. Well, what I'm going to do... Good. There we go. I'm going to go up here to my histogram, and I'm going to back off on the contrast. We're going down to 86. It's still about a 50-point range on my histogram. That's a little bit softer right there. Now let's add a third one on. So that's the raw image. And so let's now stack the original and 2. We got recording in time for Pink Floyd. Yes, isn't that a beautiful pinwheel? Ooh. Now this is going to have a couple globulars too. I'll show you where to find these guys. Now, it doesn't say okay. I'm going to undo this if I can. I'm hitting some snags. Maybe what I should do is undo the flat field frame and start it again. I've got the spinning wheel of death right now on the screen. I'm hoping the computer will solve it. Sometimes that works for me, but sometimes not. Yeah, I might have to just really just shut it down. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that, but I might have to do it. Close the program. All right, lost my pictures. So let's go again here. MallinCam. When everything was running there, I wanted to go and take a look at my, okay, there are the basic stars. The task manager, the processor report that you can get in KVY-CAM. It tells you how hard your graphics card is working. I wanted to see, in the past it's been about 40%. Okay, I see the galaxy, faint little puddle there. You know what I didn't do? Dim. So right above the histogram is digital dimming. There we go. And start it up again. No gamma. Gain is 20%. Yep, gotta retake the FC. All right, let's see here. We've got pretty, I think what's going on is that there's dense haze starting to build. But let's try. So here is here's my histogram. It's got like right now it's 75-point spread. Ooh, there's a little satellite going through, but you can easily see the vignetting. Okay, so now while this is running, I go outside and grab that the flat field frame. Okay, so here I go. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now I'll grab that flat field frame and right there. Click capture and I'm set to 4, so it's going to grab 4 and average them. There you can see what it looks like. I have a snipping tool here. And save it. Save it as flat. And on the desktop, goodbye. There I grabbed a picture. It's on the third one, it's grabbing the fourth one right now. It's ready, done. So if I enable it, there it clicks enable. Now watch what happens when it does a correction against itself. It becomes completely flat. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going outside again to remove it. Okay, I did it. Hey, look at that. All right. All right. All right, let's see what we got here now. So this is not difficult to do at all with this plastic glow-in-the-dark sheet. Anyway, I'm using a glow-in-the-dark vinyl sheet I bought from Amazon. It's got these paints embedded in the vinyl. It's a kind of greenish glow that you see so commonly. And I ironed it. This is an iron-on patch, and I ironed it onto an old T-shirt. So it's really easy. I just throw it over the mouth of the dew shield. There's a dew shield out there where my camera is on the front of the telescope. My camera's on the corrector plate. And that's it. Then I run in the house and click go and capture, and I captured 4, averaged them, and then right now we are subtracting them. They get subtracted from every incoming raw frame, and it makes this flat field correction for the optical problems. Jack, I'll definitely send it to you. Yeah, this is 15 seconds for M33. Now, let's do a little bit of, I want to add a couple of these, maybe the original one to it that happens with that. Okay. Now I got to make sure that I have my MallinCam Trinity set to just one processor. There we go. One processor. Well, there's the second picture in, and there it is added on. Then I can go up and do a little tweaking with that histogram. See here. Sorry about that, everyone. Let's get this fixed up. Picture and the resolution. And say, okay. Do we have voice? Can you hear? Okay. Hey, Brendan. Yeah, so I made a blue mark right here, and let me grab my pen. This is the mark I made, and just to the top of it is the tiny speck. That's a globular cluster. Anyway, you get to it by looking at this triangle of stars pointing down to this doublet, and then you come back toward the core of the galaxy, and you see a star there, right there, that one. And just in front of it is the globular cluster. And then there's another one. Very near 605. Here's 605. And then if I magnify this, well, I can't hardly see it. But it's between, it's actually between 605 and this star here. And I think it's right in there. But unfortunately, we don't have the histogram working for us here. We need to put this to off. We shrink this back down. Well, I got the flat field correction working. Unfortunately, the camera jams. Now, let me try saving these pictures. Usually, saving my pictures gets it going again. Save, batch save, and goes into the test folder. There. It's in there. And I can delete this picture. Ah, it did it. So saving got us live. Okay, now we can process a little bit more. So to repeat, we are stacking additively 2 frames, the original and one. We have a flat field correction running. And I am just now going to increase the histogram setting, the black value, make it darker. Well, okay. Let's see if I can undo this damage here. I think so. There we are. Look at that. We still have the, it looks kind of gnarly right now. Let's try doing this again. When you're dealing with 16 megapixels, yeah, it's a lot. The memory can get loaded up. And there's different kinds of memory, too. There's fast memory, so-called, and ordinary memory. Seems like a cache problem. It's running now. It's grabbed 2 and it says OK. But it's going to go trig it. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's the brightness it's going to be. Come on, baby. There it goes. Now they're in. All right, now if it'll just, let's let it roll through one, and then I'll, then I will go ahead and darken it. Looks like it's brightening. What's going on? So I'm just checking the values on my live stacking is the original in 1, and I'm going to darken the frame. Oh, there it goes again. Well, I just have to go a little easier. We had no trouble with the Andromeda. Have any of you ever seen this correct itself? Let me see what the next frame's going to look like. Hey! Well, I'll be. Yeah, I didn't touch it, and it corrected itself. Okay, so left, let's take it to, it's on 107, so I'm going to increase the dark set up to about 110. Yeah, there is haze, and maybe that has something to do with it, you know? Anyway, it's asking how many stacks. It's just the original in 1, so it's 2. But it brightens it, and it drops a lot of noise out. Well, well, too good to be true, huh? Well, it's still running. Let's see what happens. No, I think this time we are really and truly going to have to unhook. But that was good. Let's do something simple. I wanted to know if that was going to even fit into, what's that? Fit into my camera. And there's the frame of the DS16 camera. So you can see it's going to fit real nice. I'll go back there again. I think we go Orion. And get back to the Atlas here. And the Soul. Soul was pinwheel. Shoot. Up here somehow. Soul. Soul. It's actually kind of close to us, and so we'll go right to that. Let's see, I want to center that. There we go. And then let's slew. We'll slew to that. Dewey, any filters? Sorry, I missed what you said. No filters running at all. Dewey says, wow, he's has killed a few of my stacks in Pink Floyd. Well, maybe that's what I'm suffering from, huh? I know by 9 o'clock or so it's supposed to be completely overcast, so it could be happening now. And there's our region. Okay, yep, I recognize these stars. So we're in the Soul, and then I need to draw down the dark set, and I need to bring up the white set. Well, it looks vaguely brighter in the middle, but it's kind of hard to be guaranteed of that. Let's do, I'll try live stacking 1+1 again. First one's in. And we are corrected for a flat field correction, but it's hard to see the Sol nebula is filling the whole frame, basically. There it goes. Whoop. Sorry about that. Just check my processor once. Yep. We're running on one processor. Well, I think I do see it. And there's kind of a area like this that I'm looking at. That's above the line is brighter. And let's see what's going on here. No refreshing happening. And you know what's happening? I see the histogram bar sliding up, up, up. So I wonder if the dew is building out there for haze. I'm going to go up and take a look.
She's here.
The sky, I don't even see any stars on the sky. It's that hazy. So I've got it rolling again. I can keep the color and that's it. Well, I do see some white blotches and patches in some dark regions, but I can't say that I really see the Sol nebula. On the other hand, it does fill much of the frame, right? Not bad, considering there's no sky. Well, you guys got to see the flat field correction. Looks like that plastic vinyl sheet's going to work. Dewey says, Jack, you and I go this with the 100mm Canon and HA filter. Rusty. Who to myself? Uh-oh. Well, if I didn't answer your questions, let me take a look here on the log. Did I get all your questions? I was running around here. Okay, there's Doug Barrett. Hey, Doug. Did you ever get your camera working okay? You have the DS2.3, right? Dewey, you're certainly welcome. Up here in Whitby tonight. Now, is that north of Toronto? Got to be north because it can't be south. Oh, just east. Well, thanks for joining, Dewey. Appreciate it. Rusty and Jack, Will, Bill, Doug. Great to see you all. Ski. I'm going to be signing off now because we've just got a lot of fog that's just rolling in now, clouds. And now for the next several days, maybe Thursday. Thursday might be clear here. If it is, I'll come on again, and maybe with clear skies, we're going to have a more stable program. Huh? Oh, you're welcome. A lot of fun tonight. See you all later.